Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Bearded Lumber. This video I really didn't want to make. We broke our mill. I'll tell you about it here in a minute. Okay, guys, appreciate you tuning in. Matthew and I greatly appreciate it. With no clickbait, we broke it good. If you run one of these, you run anything long enough, you're going to find the weak point, you're going to break it. Yesterday was a horrible day. Had a job. I generally tried not to nail myself down in the corner on time, give myself a little leeway. But I promised the customer I'd get this out. We're in the process of making a video on this because it's needed. Started the morning off, saw it good, and then I picked up a vibration in the mill. It was a little more pronounced on the operator side. And I had a salesman coming by for the winding company for a motor planer, so was kind of pushed for time. We took the drive side pulley off, had a bearing that was starting to go bad. It wasn't a problem, but we changed it, put it on. Took the driven side off, wasn't nothing wrong with it. We changed drive belts, changed the main drive belt, changed the, of course, blade. Ended up taking both pulleys, the drive and the driven, and made sure they were level to the bed. That's a process all on its own. That's part of your setup. Because what it looked like, it was in the blade. It was like it was going around in a circle and it'd get to one spot and it'd move. Like it wasn't tracking truly straight. Never did find exactly what that was. I think we got it corrected. It may have been a multitude of things. But in the process, right in front of the operator station, there's some safety covers that cover your up and down travel motor. Well, we took all those off to be able to get to the drive side bearing hub to adjust the tilt in and out. Makes it a whole lot easier to access. Well, while I had that cover off, of course, we're moving the head up and down, and I noticed a problem with the up and down drive motor. Well, we've had problems with the two bearings on this side of the tower. They had come loose, fell out. We talked about earlier, our head kept dropping down. Well, they were still tight, but the transmission, or the hydraulic, here you go. It's electric over hydraulic pump, or this gear drive pump. Anyway, it's chain drive. It pulls the motor up and down, or it pulls the head up and down. It's got 3 bolts that bolt to the main carriage that's wrapped around that tower. All 3 of those bolts were stripped out, as well as the 2 that hold that top bearing were failing. That wasn't too bad. You can see the mess of parts here. Here's one of the safety covers. Here's the other one. Most of the time, your water bottle, diesel tank water, or your water bottle, your lube tank sits right on top of this. This is your gear pump. It's driven by the electric motor laying over there. Here's your top 2 bearings that sit on this side of the tower. And you can see by the small amount of threads here. Let me get a good look at it. You don't have a lot that you're screwed into because you're getting close to that tower. So, guys, let me tell you this. This is not for the faint of heart. Matthew and I are very good mechanically minded, especially with 2 of us. We'll tackle about anything. This was about a 10 on the Richter scale getting this sucker apart. This head is extremely dangerous. Right now, it's sitting on some blocks, and I got the hydraulic toe board picking up some weight. It's sitting on the home pin, as well as there's a board on the debarker to keep that thing from falling over. Because at its current moment, it can just fall off there. It's not attached to the tower, it's free setting. So, be careful. Yeah, if you got a chain fall or a way to hold it, get to it. But we had that carriage sits right around this, and it's no easy task to get to, people. That was tough. It wasn't engineered to come apart very easily. There's the pedestal that your lube tank sits on, and here's the carriage. It sits on the mill just like this. The tower goes down through it. That bearing I showed you sits right here, and then that gear pump sits right on front of it. It's got 1, 2, 3 bolts for the gear pump and 2 bolts for the top bearing. Let me show you what we found. See if I can see it in the camera. They welded in these little 1/8 inch tabs. Every one of them is cracked right across the front of them. They have stripped out. Now these, yeah, they're cracked too. So, like I told Matthew, was working on it last night. We didn't quit till nearly 10 o'clock. I said, we got to get it apart. I said, I don't even know how to fix it yet, but I know we got to get it apart. So I didn't know if it had a captured nut. I wasn't sure how they had manufactured it. So last night, finally got it apart. When I seen how it was, I said, okay, we can fix that. It's just going to take a little fabrication, a little welding. So we quit, went to the house, went to bed. Got up super early this morning because I'm self-employed, and I can, even though I didn't want to, because we need to get this fixed, and this last load of lumber needs to get out of here today, because I stand behind my word. You know, I'm going to try my best to do it. If I have to call the customer at the end of the day and say, hey man, crap hit the fan, I will, but I'd rather not. So there you go. It's real world, people. Things break. I don't know, won't know until we get this put back together, whether some of that being loose was causing my heavy duty shimmy, because it was all on the operator's side. It'd be fine for a while, then it would just, I mean, it'd shake the mill. Like it could be, I won't know. We may still have a little vibration issue when we get put back together, but this has got to be fixed before we get to that point. So we'll take you along for the ride. Sorry I didn't video yesterday. We had no idea we was getting into this kind of mess, and when we found it, I was in no mood to video. Not lying, that's just real world. I was ill as a hornet by then, because I'd already overcommitted, and I needed to be sawing. I didn't need to be doing a major overhaul on Wood Mizer, because we've been into this thing for 10 years since we've owned it. And I knew the day I looked at this, I said, boy, if we ever have to get into that, it's going to be a bad day. Well, yesterday was that bad day. Partly because when this is in the housing, there's a roller here. There's a bolt with a one of these in between it, right here. There's absolutely no way to get your hand in there. And then there's another short spacer here, and another roller like this. These were the problem child. There was no way to get in there with your hands and get these out. We got to do some thinking on that. I'm hoping that I can get those installed and slide that whole assembly down that tower. I'm hoping, because if I can't, we could probably get this one and these on there, but I'd have to reassemble it and then raise the head up to get up underneath it and try to put that bottom roller in, because there's just, with it down on the deck, there is just no room. So, whew, I hope you never have to do it, guys. I hope you don't, but if you own anything mechanical, things break. Sometimes they're easy and expensive, and and sometimes they're cheap and a pain in the hind end. Well, this one really not gonna cost any money because we got the plate steel. We're gonna weld it on, we'll drill it and tap it. Probably go buy some exact length grade 8 bolts to put it back with and some red Loctite. But it's not an expensive repair, but it ranks pretty high on the old crap-o-meter. So I don't know how much we'll film over here fabricating, but I promise to try to do a little better today, guys. I'll be right back. All right, get it right here, going that way and lift it up. Okay, guys, we didn't start talking before we went to work. We just got these out. Here's what was in there. Little 1/8" thick weld-in tabs, threaded. They didn't hold. You know, guys, I love Wood Mizer, but engineers, you could have done better with this one. 1/8" is not enough. Every one of these, this is how they come out. Come out in 2 pieces. They broke out just that way, you know. So if you're engineering something till failure, that failed. And it happens. I mean, there's nothing bad about Wood Mizer. I know they've built some things in the past. They had some issues and they corrected them. This lasted a long time, but we're going to replace that little 1/8" plate with the 1/4" plate. Now what I'm going to do, instead of welding in 3 little individual ones, we're going to put a piece in that'll cover all 3 holes. We were just discussing probably just going to braise it in because this is under tension. When you're tightening these bolts up, you'll be pulling it tighter. It's not like you're stretching. And I don't want to get a high weld bead in here because we're right up against the tower. There is no room. So probably just going to spot braise it in, hold it good and tight. Then we'll come back from the outside, re-drill the holes, re-tap them, and try to get this baby back together. So let's get to it. Yeah, that kind of braising is on there. That's enough metal there. You can get it molten hot when it goes together, and we got nothing to sand off the top of it. That works pretty good in grind mode. Keeps the flash line in itself. Can't cool it down. We gotta let it blow air on it, but we don't want to water cool it. But get the case hardened. Yeah. Okay, guys. We got the first piece braised in here. Getting ready to do the second one. It did just what I wanted. It's held in there good and tight. It's under compression. We got the second one lined up. Getting ready to braise it in. Like I say, if it was under tension, I wouldn't braise it. But since it's under compression, the braising will be just fine. It's going to hold it there. We'll drill and tap through it. I've dug out some fine threaded bolts to put in it this time. Get a little more thread per inch. So let's get the soldering. It's got hot already. Okay guys, we got our steel plates welded in, got them drilled and tapped. We're gonna put a little orange paint on it just for rust protection. Where it's at, you'd have a hard time seeing it anyway, but we're gonna cover it up a little bit. Okay guys, as you can tell, we were fighting cats with switches there, trying to get that lined up. That is not for the faint of heart. I'm sure they do it in a different order at Wood Mizer to make it easier, but the way we did it is tough. I didn't want to take the whole head off of it to get this installed, but that's probably the way they build it. But we got it on there, everything lined back up, got our top bearings in. We're going to mount the gearbox and get our chain back on it so that we can elevate it, and then we'll do some more tightening underneath. That's the worst thing about having it this way. There's no way to elevate it because the chain drive is off of it. So that's going to be our next process, is get that mounted, and we'll just keep at it. Okay, guys, we're winning. I ain't gonna say we won yet, but what's your fingers, Matthew? It goes up and down again. So trust me, guys, this is not for the faint of heart. We'll go over some cost analysis at the end of this video. I know it's getting a little long, but when you break one this bad, either you're going to fix it or you're going to pay somebody like me or Wood Mizer to fix it. And I'll tell you what I charge. It might surprise you. So Matthew's got one nasty little bolt in a bad spot. We're going to tighten that up, go take lunch, lay down, pitch fit, cry, stomp my feet. I don't know. We just need to be sawing wood, but we're getting there. Hang on, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, guys. We got everything put back on it to make it function. You know, it goes up, it goes down, you know, back and forward like it's supposed to. We got the rest of these safety covers to get back on. Got to get our mast on there for our vacuum system. We run it. Still had a little vibration, but I think it's in this fan shroud. Over time, it's gotten a little loose. I may have to put a bracket to it to tighten it up. But the gearbox is tight. Before it was flopping bad. It was about to fall off. But all that's back together. So we're gonna assemble all the little safety pieces back on it and put a log on the mill and see what it'll do. Okay guys, welcome back. I know this video is going to run long. Sorry about that. 30-40 minutes for y'all is better than last 24 hours for us. So got it back together. Just cut along with it. Cut laser straight, cut perfect. Still got just a little vibration that I'm chasing. It's got new bearings, new belts, new drive belt, new blade, new belt on the other side. Pulled the other wheel off, checked the bearings. Everything is in spec, but I'm getting a little shimmy there. Got a crack in my door. I don't know if that's causing it, but we'll chase that down later because we got to saw wood. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10 on this job, it's not a 10. There's very few 10s out there. I mean, but this ranks pretty high. It's 7 to 8 on the hard scale. You definitely need 2 people. You're not going to do this by yourself. There's too much stuff in the way. One person's got to be on one side, one going to be on the other. We did a modified full reset on it. We set the pitch on the drive wheel and the driven wheel. Then we set the pitch on the guide rollers as well as the blade. After we reinstalled that tower, we had to actually let the head down just a little bit to get it run parallel. It can be done. Now, cost. What does this cost? Matthew's labor, my labor, time, piece of scrap steel we had over there, and probably $10 worth of braised rod, oxygen, and acetylene, and knowledge. It wasn't an expensive fix. It just major time-wise to get it tore apart. I looked in my Wood Mizer manual. They do sell that part. You know, if you didn't want to repair it, you could buy one. And knowing most companies, that's probably $1,000 to $1,500 part. You know, just because it's deep inside the machine and it shouldn't break. If it does break, we're going to charge you for it. But I told you I'd tell you what I would do this for. If you brought me your mill broke like this, 24 hours worth of hard labor, I wouldn't do it less than $2,000, and I didn't put nothing in it but oxygen, acetylene, braised rod, and time, people. And if you took it to Wood Mizer, probably more, because they're running a for-profit business. Like, their mechanics come out. I've never paid one to come out here, but I hear they're not cheap to come out and do mobile service. And this is not a mobile service. A Wood Mizer tech is not going to most likely not be able to come to your house and fix that, unless you have a lot of tools. If you got a lot of tools, you ought to be fixing it, because the proper way would probably be to put a chain fall on this head and literally just pick it up, back it off the machine. Now, we didn't want to do that, so we did things a little sketchier, blocked it up and worked with it, but it can be done. Anything, Matthew? 1,500 hours, people. I tell you, the longer you keep these things, the more maintenance you're going to do, more things are going to break, more things are going to wear out. We don't find it overwhelming. We can set one up in a heartbeat. Actually got a local sawyer, whenever we can do it. Probably won't be next week, maybe the week after. They're going to bring their mill up here, and we're going to do a full factory reset on it.
And we're going to be doing a 2-hour video with them.
We'll try to do a good video on it, going step by step through the book. I can't tell you enough. Matthew knows I hate the blankety blank book, but the book is there to help you go from step 1 to step 30. Not everything you'll have to adjust, but everything needs to be checked and verified before you move on. And other than a few simple tools you need to own and a good skill set, anybody can do it, anybody can learn to do it. As always, guys, we appreciate you watching. Special shout out to Joe Main. He may not be there anymore right time this video comes out, but we really appreciate him. And I'm supposed to meet his replacement here sometime soon. Hint, hint. I haven't seen you yet, so come on. Industrial Cutting Tools, they're great people to deal with. Also Solomon from Third Beard Fishing. And don't forget about Chuck and Sunder from Sheridan Park Farms. We had a long talk the other day about some wood he come across. They're good people, good people. So, is that it? I'm tired, but I can't quit. Matthew's got a birthday party to go to, and I got, what is that?
8.
I got 8 logs sitting out there. It's got to get done tonight. 24 hours put us behind, so it's got to happen. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Can't do it without you. Appreciate all the likes, all the comments, and share it with your friends. You know, we're growing by leaps and bounds. I'm amazed. There's no fluff here. I'm not going to be fake. We're not going to laugh and joke and just be stupid. I mean, I want to try to teach you something. And if you got a question, ask it. I'll do my best to answer it. Now, if you ask a question that takes a 30-page paragraph, you better drop your phone number. So that's going to do it, guys. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.